presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We actually did yesterday make a fairly significant announcement that we told you all was coming with respect to Hudco and NIL. In case you missed it, Hudco is now in the NIL game with what we are calling the Hudco Hometown Heroes program. I'm going to go ahead and pin that link at our website in the comments so you all can read about it. But the gist of what we're doing, and I think you all will find this interesting as any fan of any school would, we sort of recognize that you're going to have big name prominent athletes that are going to get NIL deals. What we wanted to do was give basically any athlete at any school in any sport an opportunity for an NIL deal. So anytime we sell a roof, whoever the homeowner chooses, we will approach that student athlete about an NIL deal. And a portion of that sale will be earmarked as NIL money for that student athlete. So for example, maybe it's just that you love Mason Smith. You think he's an awesome player. Well, we replace your roof. You say, hey, I'd love to do an NIL deal with Mason Smith. Fantastic. We reach out to Mason Smith and we say, hey, would you like to be a Hudco Hometown Hero? Take a photograph in a Hudco hat. We put you on our website. Here's a check. So Mason gets paid, and that's that. It could be that you have a niece that's a volleyball player at Louisiana Tech who otherwise would never have an opportunity to get an NIL deal. We would reach out to your niece and say, would you like to be a Hudco Hometown Hero? It's already happened. Mason Zambo, a kid from Catholic High who is a baseball player at ULL. He's a Hudco Hometown Hero already. We've also done deals already with Jack Besh, Micah Baskerville, Gavin Dugas. So got our first 4 and many more to come. Yesterday we had someone who were replacing their roof, wanted to do a deal with Mikhail Hilliard. So we're going to be reaching out to Mikhail and saying, would you like to be a Hudco Hometown Hero? All you have to do is take a picture with a Hudco hat and put you on our website, and here's a check. So we like it. I think it's a creative idea. Again, I got the link pinned. So again, this isn't just for homes. This is also for commercial. So if you're a business owner or you manage properties and or school or anything like that, we repair the roof or replace the roof. We'll do an NIL deal with any of those kids. So help us spread the word. It's going to be a great opportunity for hopefully we would love. Candidly, our stated goal is we'd love to do 1,000. We'd love to do 1,000 deals. We'd love to have 1,000 Hudco Hometown Heroes. So I don't know how long it will take to get there, but that was just a number we all threw out and said, like, I think that's something we could make happen. So let's make it happen. And it also gives you an opportunity to participate in NIL. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Huge official visitor weekend. Yesterday, by the way, some of you did ask about for an update on Jacoby Matthews and Harold Perkins. And I did make a few phone calls yesterday. So we'll give you an update. Let's say some good mornings here. Brian Broom, Todd Harris, Kelly Presley, Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Okay, Jerry, great question. I did get your text. So Jerry said, does the Hudco Hometown Heroes begin today, or can it be retroactive with a roof that was done recently? So we did replace Jerry's roof after Ida. Jerry, I don't know the answer to that question. That's going to be a question for honest, probably for Richard Tilley. So, because he's the one that's going to manage all the books, who does manage all the books. So, let me find out the answer to that. That's a great question. I think it would be very difficult to do for every roof that we've already done. but let me see. I will ask. Bob Poole, Randy Debdoob. I love that Kelly can have fun and relate with recruits. Yes, if you missed it. So Brian Kelly was the butt of many jokes after he was dancing with Walker Howard on the platform with the spinning camera, and well, he did it again. So Brian Kelly was a video was posted of so Danny Lewis, the tight end, I believe out of Westgate, is on his official visit, and he posted a video on his TikTok and then shared it on Twitter. Essentially the same thing. And Brian Kelly's on the platform with him, and he's doing all this stuff and like getting down and being ridiculous, knowing full well what's going to happen with this, right? So Twitter has jokes. Lane Kiffin even joked about Brian Kelly on Twitter, yada, yada. And last night, I quote tweeted, I said 2.4 million views and climbing. Twitter is cracking jokes while Brian Kelly keeps getting blue chip recruits on that spinning platform. It's now up to 4.8 million views. Basically, every recruit is seeing this, that a coach who has a reputation of being an old fuddy-dud, kind of stick in the mud, is actually having fun and doing this and on a spinning platform, and like his players want him to do it, and he's down. I mean, y'all, we have seen Nick Saban doing the Cupid Shuffle at a family gathering or at a recruiting event. We've seen Dabo Sweeney nerd dancing in the locker room. We've seen Pat Riley with the most awkward dance ever on stage at a Lakers, maybe it was a Heat championship parade. My point is, sometimes coaches do whatever they have to do to get the reaction from the people they're trying to impress. I mean, it ain't just a Brian Kelly thing, but that's got 5 million views on Twitter already. Like, it's incredible. And of course he knows that's going to go viral. Why do you think he did it? For the same reason in the stupid interview at the bowl game, he made the crack about Boston not having an accent. Of course, but you know what's happening? Everybody's talking about Brian Kelly. Ain't nobody forgetting who the coach at LSU is. Without even doing an interview, without even like doing an interview and being out there publicly, he's still going viral. Super smart. Marcus Oob, Trivia Carter, Joey Vincent, Elite Goods, Jason Trump, Val Browning, good morning. Bubba Tatum, good morning. 36 degrees in Florida. Watch for falling iguanas. Donovan Thibodeau, good morning. Scott Loom, 12. Brian Kelly got the world talking. I'm loving it. Yes, he does. Donovan Peterson, keep dancing, BK. Hey, man, he keeps getting blue chip recruits on that platform. And he's got Harold Perkins and Jacoby Matthews on campus this weekend. And I got news for you, Coach. I think LSU is going to have a really good day on Wednesday, particularly with those two. I've told y'all here for some time that Jacoby Matthews from Ponchatoula loves LSU, wants to go to LSU, was committed to LSU, decommitted because A&M threw out a monster NIL deal at him, a 6-figure NIL deal. And he just quite honestly, it's one of those things where it couldn't pass on the money. Believe LSU's business community has stepped up, and I do believe Jacoby Matthews is going to be an LSU Tiger. I will also say this from someone very, 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 very close to Jacoby Matthews yesterday. It is a strong belief that Jacoby and Harold Perkins will play together. That they're wherever they go, they're going to go together. That's why they're both at A&M together. They took their Florida visit together. They're both at LSU this weekend. Like it is believed that those two are going to go somewhere where they can play together. I feel like I have to throw out this caveat as always, because they're 18-year-olds, and 18-year-olds change their mind and can be influenced. Harold Perkins committed to A&M January 2nd. He wasn't even committed for a month before he decommitted. So I feel like I have to throw out this caveat so you understand things change. Circumstances change. In recruiting, all the time, things happen. So between now and Wednesday, you don't know. But it's a great sign that LSU has them on campus this weekend, that you get Harold Perkins' last official visit. and that on Wednesday, on Wednesday, LSU should have a really good day. The other thing I'll tell you is apparently what happened with Harold Perkins' NIL deal at A&M is he was given a $500,000 NIL deal, but apparently it went sideways because he didn't get the $500,000 up front. What they agreed to was $125 per year over 4 years, and he was like, So basically, he'd have to stay for 4 years to get all of that money, and he wasn't down with that. So, he may not be in school for 4 years, likely won't. And then on top of that, he might have had a thought, well, I'll get this money now, and then after a year to go somewhere else, get another NIL deal somewhere else, right? Any interview Harold Perkins has done ever, he has mentioned NIL, all of them, and the importance of it. So that's a young dude who's super talented, who's looking to get paid. So, anyway, so that's what I have on that situation, and I think it's going to come up aces for LSU on Wednesday with those two, from conversations I had yesterday. Now, again, it ain't never done until it's done, and even in the case of someone like Alex Collins, where like his mom wouldn't let him sign the form. She like took the official letter form and ran away with it. It's like there's crazy things that happen on signing day. We all know that. But I think LSU's in a really good position to get both those guys. Jesse Post, morning Matt, one day closer to LSU baseball. Yes, indeed. Opening of practice yesterday officially. It was sort of the media day yesterday with Jay Johnson and the players. So cool day. Tim Gotro watched Coach Jay's presser yesterday. Refreshing to hear we're not there yet, as opposed to former football coach always promising how great we're going to be before the games play. He just talked about how great week of practice they had. Trey Guy, good morning. Randall Offrecht, good morning. Matt, what's your feeling on Doug Peterson as the Saints' next head coach? Well, obviously, the guy who's been a head coach and has won a Super Bowl. And I don't minimize that, having had the experience of not only winning the Super Bowl as a coach, but also as a player. Remember, he was Brett Favre's backup in Green Bay when they won it in New Orleans in '96. So I think that's impressive, no doubt. And I would be okay with it. I think that's a pretty shot. I think there is a... it's an ESPN reporter in San Francisco talking about the Niners, Rams, and he's got this beautiful shot, like, of mountains and sunrise behind him. It's very, very scenic, pretty, sorry. What was the question? Oh, Doug Peterson. Yeah, I think Doug Peterson would be great. I would be very happy with Doug Peterson. I don't know if that's the direction they're going to go, but I'd be good with that. Survive 623. Morning, Matt. Brian Kelly done this again. Donovan Thibodeau, Hudco Hometown Heroes sounds like a very cool thing. Yeah, man, we're excited about it. By the way, I have the Hudco Hometown Hero link pinned on both Facebook and YouTube comments. So if you want to check it out, learn more about it, and help us spread the word, man, because literally anybody, if it's residential or commercial, anybody that needs roof work done, repair, replacement, any job that we do, we're going to earmark a portion of our net money from that to contribute to an NIL athlete. And it's going to be the NIL athlete of the homeowner or business owner's choosing. So, and it could be any school, anybody, any sport. So, great way to get any student athlete involved in NIL and get them those opportunities. Let's see. Cliff Nelson, Pell Celtics. We'll be there, Cliff. Let me know. Holler if you're going, man. Let me know where you're going to be. We're leaving here at 3 o'clock to go down to New Orleans. But yeah, we'll be there. We'll be in that number. The seats that we've been raffling off for charity with Gulf Coast Office Products. Trey Beal gave Erica and me those tickets for the game today as an anniversary present. So We're going to go down, watch Pels Celtics today, floor seats. I'm telling you, if you've never done it, it's so much fun. Just incredible. Greg T, LSU today at -3.5. So Greg, full disclosure, I'd never play LSU games. I don't ever bet LSU or Saints. The play, and I don't know who's healthy, who's ready to go for this game for LSU basketball today. I mean, they played 11, so you're 2.5 hours away. But I don't know if we have an update on Pinson or Days. Let's see it. Anyway, I don't know that I could go super strong with an LSU play today. I mean, the trend for LSU is the under and the opponent's total under. Only 2 teams have gone over their team total. One of them was Texas A&M the other day, but that's, if you're just playing odds and percentages, that's your most surefire play. TCU in their last 5 games, here's their points scored in their last 5 games: 50, 59, 56, 59 in overtime, and 60. So TCU's projected point, I'm looking at 2.5 right now, by the way. TCU, their total is it 62? The under is the play. Ron Ritchie, Ryan Amanda Guidry, good morning. Shelby Kelly, listen to Jay Johnson yesterday. I'm so bleeping pumped. A lot of people are, man, no doubt. 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away. Let's see, Philip Streva, good morning. Aaron Everett, what's up? Brandon DeVille, Days and Eason will play. Pinson on minutes restrictions. You think they pull it out? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how pumped they're going to be for this game, quite honestly. 11 a.m. against TCU with a really defensive type of game. I don't know. It's just a stay away spot for me. Sure, why not? I say they get it. Why not? Let's see. Bill Gallion, what's up? Hey, Ron Richmond, good morning. Ron, of course, is part of our Hudco team. Can't wait to start helping Louisiana college athletes, helping others with their roof replacements. There you go. Call us at Hudco. Might even get Mr. Ron up there on your roof. HudcoRoofing.com. I got it pinned in the comments. Stephen Beach, what's up? Whistle Pig 10 was awesome. Good juice. Thanks for the recommendation. Yes, sir. One of the best ryes you'll find out there if you're looking for a higher end rye. Teresa Michelle, I don't care if he stands on his head and kids like it and he gets these good recruits. Let the haters hate. Go Tigers. Go Brian Kelly. That's pretty much his approach, Teresa. Kyle DeVille, what's up? Watched Home Team. Tough watch. That's being nice. I figured. That's the Sean Payton movie. You could kind of tell by the trailer that, but it's a Kevin James, Adam Sandler deal, so, I'm sure you have the usual cast of characters in there, cameos by all of them. I'm sure Rob Schneider pops up in there somewhere. I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it. There's a kid from Erica's school, from St. Jude School, who's in the movie. He's one of the football players in the movie. So the kids, well, obviously he goes to St. Jude, but anyway, so we're going to watch it for that for sure. Gavin Blanchard, what's up? Met Coach O at LeBear's last night. Okay. Kyle DeVille, sipping on some New Orleans Rose coffee. Sounds like a great day to be a Tiger fan. Yes, sir. Samuel Merrifield, Matt, Jay Johnson's very impressive at his media day yesterday. His vision for the team is exciting. Hope to bringing natties soon. This is in no way a knock on Maneri, because I think you all know my affinity for him. I think he's a great man. He's a Hall of Fame coach. I believe he is, at the end, became vastly underappreciated by the fan base because he had made that level of success. He had continued, well, actually, I mean, with Smoke basically tanking the program and Paul rebuilding it, he had made that level of success the norm and the expectation again. And anyway, we don't need to go down that road. My point is, I think in time, people will come to respect Maneri even more than they did at the end. So I say this with full respect. But like I said, when Paul left, it was time. I mean, he needed, and it's different for everybody. I just believe it was time for him. It was time for him to go to the next phase of his life, and and right now you're looking at a young guy who is invigorated by an amazing opportunity. I mean, he got Arizona into the College World Series final, and now he's at the preeminent job in college baseball, and he's got a lot to prove and a lot of runway to prove it, and that's exciting. It's exciting for him. It's exciting for fans and the players and everybody. So yeah, man. Let's see. Reagan Lee, fun to listen to Jay Johnson and Brian Kelly articulate plans for the programs. Yes, it is. Craig Dugas. Their creme brulee and bourbon pecan blends are amazing. Oh, good to know. I'm just coffee. Bill Galligan wants Hudco cheerleaders. I tell you what, if someone wants us to do an NIL deal with a cheerleader, we're happy to do an NIL deal with a college cheerleader as well, because they're on scholarship as well. They're scholarship athletes. Actually, I don't know if they can have jobs. I'm not sure. Y'all throwing any NIL money at the bass fishing teams. If it's doable and that's what homeowners want, Craig, that's the point. Like, we're not choosing where the NIL money is going. The homeowner is. So if you hire Hudco to repair or replace your roof, we will earmark a portion of that transaction for an NIL deal to the athlete of your choosing. I don't think bass fishing guys are scholarship athletes. Let's see, David Tolson. Is it a concern that these NIL deals have some of these athletes making more than the professors teaching them at school? I fear the student part of student athlete going sideways. Hey, David, do you realize that any student can go become an entrepreneur while they're in school and make as much money as they want? Like, listen, man, I'm a free market capitalist, and what you're doing with that mentality is suppressing someone's opportunity to make as much money as the free market will allow them to make. I mean, if that were you, you'd sure as hell want to make as much money as you can. How many kids drop out of school because they start building a business that's growing and they just say, I don't need school anymore? And you can hem and haw and roll your eyes, but there's plenty of examples of dudes who've done that super successfully, from Bill Gates all the way down to whoever. So, no, I have no concern over that. I don't care what a professor makes. You want to make more money? Don't be a professor. Or if you love what you do, then love what you do and make what you make. No, I have no problem at all with free market dictating what someone can make based on what someone else is willing to pay them, what they feel their value is worth. Like, I hate that whole, isn't it ridiculous that we pay athletes this much to play a game, yet teachers don't and police officers don't make enough? With all the respect in the world to the job those people do, there's a reason that Tom Cruise makes $20 million a movie, because not everybody can do what Tom Cruise does. If people would pay $7 a head or $10 a head to go sit in this person's class, they'd make a lot more money. It's just the nature of a free market. Like, you don't get to determine who makes what. So no, I have no concern over it whatsoever. If these players can get it and someone's willing to pay it, good for them. If that were my child, I'd be like, good for you. Now let's talk about finances and taxes and fiscal responsibility and debt and all this sort of stuff. Hey, Mike Triplett's on TV. Luis Alaman, how's my buddy Drew? Drew is actually awake. He's awake early, sitting in there right now. Might be able to try. Let's see if I can lure him in here. Is that out? That's not the sound a fishing reel makes, is it? That's a B. I don't know. It's closer. Daniel Sinetz, good morning. Bart St. Germain, how do we win those basketball seats for the game tonight? So it's not for the game tonight, Bart. It's for the last game that they're raffling off, is for the Pelicans against the Rockets on February the 8th. So we'll draw on the 7th. You can go to 1045ESPN.com. On the homepage, there's Courtside for Charity. Click that. It's $20 per raffle ticket. Roy Lassane, LSU and GameCoin, the best. Thank you. GameCoin, first sports crypto with a purpose. I'm fired up about GameCoin. There was so much work going on, wireframe work, like building out the platform with the developers and all. Got some really exciting athlete ambassador announcements coming too. So, yeah, lots of good stuff, man. I know crypto's in all of crypto right now is in the pooper, but is in the tank, I should say. But it's the nature of the crypto cycles, man. So it's volatile, big dip right now. So it's opportunity. Buy the dip. Rode Yule, Lenardi has a 5 seed right now. Try a 5-12 matchup. Yeah, not surprising. And look, I hope that becomes the floor, Rode, and it really is going to depend on what they do in this stretch, right? We've talked about it so much. Your next 6 conference games, your favorite in all of them. You've got to make your run here. Make your run here, stockpile wins, and then what you do over those final 4 conference games, which include a trip to Rupp, a trip to Bud Walton, a home game against Bama, and then the SEC tournament. That's really going to determine where you settle. Nick Torino, what's up, man? Johnston and Torino equal bigger trophy room. Let's go, man. I'm ready for it. You know I'm a fan. Always been a fan. Ryan Dixon, when are you going to call up Brian Kelly for a dance-off to Jubilee? Fundraise to I would destroy him. You know what that would be, Ryan? That would be like whenever my 8-year-old niece, hey, come see Daddy. Daddy help. Daddy will help. Drew. That would be like when my 8-year-old niece challenged me to a basketball game and I swatted her stuff into the neighbor's yard. You don't let your 8-year-old niece, just because she's 8, she got to learn how to lose. So does Brian Kelly. I don't take it easy on him just because he's the LSU coach. Kyle DeVille, it's medium roast and it's made made. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Reagan Lee, when can we expect improvements to the PMAC to come? Also, Jay Johnson, press conference alluded to meeting about facilities. So Scott Rabelais did ask that of Scott Woodward in their Q&A last week. Here's the thing, like they just renovated the PMAC not long ago. You know, updated the concourse, put in new seats, all that sort of stuff. I don't know what you can do other than a gut renovation, right? Like if you just went in and you tore out all of the guts of the PMAC and redid the seating configuration, everything, which would be so massively expensive. It's like, why not just build a new arena? Brian Kelly did say they've hired a firm to look at it and to make recommendations. They've hired like an architectural firm to look at it to make recommendations. So, and he said that would be ready in, he said months, not years. So it's good, or months, not weeks. Like, so it'll be a few months, and we'll see what the firm comes back with. Brian, see Matt, your thoughts on the LHSAA vote yesterday to maintain the split in 5A. I'm not surprised. What did you expect it to change? The freaking loser principals that voted it in aren't going to overturn it. And you have a powerless, toothless executive director in Eddie Bonine, who has no ability to influence anybody to do the right thing. So, yeah, I didn't expect it to change. Let's see. As always, I'll shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, brortho.com. They are hiring. New year, new career, brortho.com. Of course, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. I've been sharing with y'all. Hudco Hometown Hero program is now live. It's pinned in the comments on both YouTube and Facebook, so check it out. YouTube, do me a favor, smash that like button. 161 watching, only 35 likes. If you're watching on mobile, X out of the chat. You'll see the little thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, then hit live chat again. You'll see the comments come right back. Derek Cooper, good morning. It's Harold Perkins visiting today. He is. Harold Perkins is on campus at LSU, and judging based on some convos I had yesterday, it sounds like LSU's in a really good position to land he and Jacoby Matthews. And I do believe those two are going to play together in college. I do believe, based on conversations I had yesterday, it seems like those two are going to go somewhere together. And it's obviously now not likely A&M. They visited Florida together, and now LSU. Kevin Harrell, Brian Kelly, will I think he knows he's getting publicity for LSU. This is great. Brandon, good morning. Brett Garafola, good morning. Just hopes Lewis comes to BT. Y'all gotta do better with y'all's spelling, bro. Y'all gotta, you gotta look at what you type before you send it, so I know what you're talking about. You gotta read it before you hit send. Brian Kelly's doing what he has to do to fill the roster while trying to get as much quality as possible. Keep doing your thing, BK. Listen, I think he's done a great job addressing needs in the transfer portal, and he's trying to finish off this class with some monster blue chips. I'll put it to you this way. If he ends up in his first class signing Walker Howard, Will Campbell, Harold Perkins, Jacoby Matthews, if you end up signing 4 5-stars in your first class, that's potent, is what that is. Joseph Armato, Eric Wilderotter, much respect for creativity on the NAL campaign. No doubt some other businesses will adopt. Yeah, man, I'll give Terry all the credit, man. It was his idea, and then we all kind of talked about it and molded how we wanted it to look. So it's exciting, and hopefully we're able to do a ton of deals with a ton of student athletes. Let's see, Matt, I know the game today isn't do or die in your book. Do you think we get the win on the road to TCU? Yeah, someone asked me that just a bit ago. Sure. I think it's a virtual coin flip. Jamie Dixon's a really good coach. TCU is similar to LSU in that they're a very staunch defensive team. I don't have much thought on LSU offensively without their full complement of players. If Pinson is on a minutes restriction today, we'll see what they're able to get out of him. But I'm more interested right now in stockpiling wins in conference. The more you do that, the better your seed in the SEC tournament, the better chance you'll have at maybe winning a couple of games in that tournament, maybe getting a bye, winning a couple of games, and increasing your, bettering your seed for the NCAA tournament. Strong side was good. Jonathan 88808, morning Scone. Need the Hudco jam in my life, make it happen. Okay, you know what? We haven't played it yet, so here we go.
Need a roof? Call someone you know. Scone and Terrio. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364
All right. Where are we? Drew's getting a haircut this morning at 11 a.m. It's 9. Okay, we got time. Good. Kyle Milliken, Matt, if Brian Kelly lands Perkins and Matthews, how would you rank this class? I'll leave that to the 247 people. I don't know. I don't know. Top 10. It got to be right. I mean, if you land those two. Like LSU right now is like, what are they, like 19th or something? They're 18th. So 18th with 13 commits. Remember, that does not include the transfers. So we'll see how many they sign on Wednesday. But if you're able to get 4 5-stars in the boat, well, actually, I'm looking here, and it shows they have no 5-stars. Are Will Campbell and Walker Howard not 5-stars? I thought they were. Well, this is in the 247 composite. Let's see. Yeah, none. They aren't. Neither of those are 5 stars. Wow. They lost their. Did they lose their 5th star? Well, who cares anyway? So you got Will Campbell, you got Walker Howard, and Quincy Wiggins, Emory Jones. You add Harold Perkins and Jacoby Matthews to this class. That's potent, man. Really good. Bearded Dragon. Can't blame the young men for wanting to get paid as long as he puts the work in. Then no problem. Mr. Jones, morning, Matt. Colorado guy. Love the Tigers. Thank you, man. GB, now that Perkins is leaning towards LSU, he drops down a position ranking on 247. 247 did their, I don't think it's now, like they did their final class rankings last week. Who cares? He's the best linebacker in the country. Get him. Amazing, before Brian Kelly set foot on campus, he was labeled not a good fit. Yet the man is looking to have an amazing recruiting class. Man's a winner. You know, the interesting thing about Brian Kelly is when he was at Notre Dame, obviously, there was just, he had to recruit to meet a certain academic standard, and it was just, he was recruiting a different athlete. His pool was shallower because he had to recruit kids that could get into Notre Dame, which is not easy. It's just different at LSU. I mean, LSU academically is not Notre Dame. I went to LSU. I love LSU. And that's no offense. It's just the reality. So will he, though? Will he be able to land the blue chip who, is I think that's what people would say, well, the culture fit, whatever. Is Brian Kelly able to land, guys from this region who aren't the academic savants that could go to Notre Dame? You know what I mean? Like, he's come down here and gotten players before. He's got Jerry Tillery out of Evangel, got the Logan Diggs out of Rummel. So he's come and gotten like some private school kids to go up to South Bend. He was recruiting Walker Howard. But like Jacoby Matthews would be a great test case. Can you go get a kid out of Ponchatoula who everybody wants? Can you win that recruiting battle? About to find out. Ooh, ace. Let's see. Damon Hinderberger, Rothstein tweeted Easton and Days are in. Pinson may be available in limited minutes. Good. Patrick Oviat. We got a defensive coordinator to come tomorrow. Go Burrow. No, I don't think so, Patrick. I think you're going to have to wait a couple of more weeks. I do. I'm pulling like hell for Cincinnati like everybody else is here. Want Joey B to win it. I just think that's too tall of a task to go to Kansas City and win that game tomorrow. So I took Kansas City, and I have the Rams. So I think we're going to see KC and the Rams. Strong side prediction for LSU baseball. Yeah, man. I think this is an Omaha team. I think they will slug their way to Omaha, and I think they have a ton of arms. How those arms develop and in what roles will determine whether or not this is a legit national championship contender, though, if they can go and win it once they're there. Because they don't have a no-doubt front of the rotation ace, right? You don't have Cole Henry or Jaden Hill or Alex Lang or Aaron Nola. You don't have that guy on this team, at least not yet. Could somebody like that develop? Sure. I mean, you're giving Devin Fontenot his opportunity to be your front of the rotation guy, and maybe Fontenot becomes that guy. Or maybe it's more of a situation like with Hess, where you tried to make him a starter, but truthfully, he was better as a back end of the bullpen guy. I love Javen Coleman, love Ty Floyd. Their stuff is so good. I think both of those guys are big leaguers. Are they ready to dominate SEC weekends? We'll see. And you got so many other guys too that you brought in. You brought in Schaefer, the lefty from Southeastern. You brought in Riley Cooper, the lefty from Arizona, who was there with Jay Johnson. You got Raiselman out of San Francisco, who's throwing upper 90s, but he's probably starts the season as your closer. Could he make his way back into the rotation if need be? Yeah, you got arms. It's just, how does it all develop? That's going to be the big question as to whether or not they can actually compete to win the national championship this year. Keith H., what's up? Brandon, when will people learn to stay in their lane when it comes to college athletes making money to better their lives? Yeah. I'll say this again, and I had lunch one day this week with I guess I could say this. Had lunch with one of the head coaches in our state. It was a college football head coach in our state who was in Baton Rouge recruiting this week and went and had lunch. And we're talking about NIL stuff, and his point was, which you hear a lot, like it's good, but it's just so hard to regulate and how you manage it and what kids can get and this. And I was like, and I didn't tell this, I should have, because I've said this on air before, but the only person that's really inconvenienced by that is the coach. It's good for the kid. It's not good for the coach. So y'all know my feeling, man. I grant y'all this. I am an extremist. Like, I am so far on this end of the conversation. Like, I'm not in the middle. I am so far on this end of the conversation because I am so pro student athlete, because you're talking about a billion-dollar business that was built on the backs of free labor, and that the labor is now stepping up and saying, we want our cut too. And they've got the establishment by the cojones and saying, we're going to opt out. We're not going to play in that game. I'm going to opt out middle of the season. I'm going to transfer. Basically because they have all the leverage. They do. They have all the leverage. So you make $3, $5, $7, $10 million a year, figure it out. Figure it out. Matt, how about Citizen for Wednesday? Yeah, that one seems a little less certain. The running back with Trevante Citizen. I'll just tell you candidly, that's one that I don't know and don't have a super good feel on. Greg T, my son who's a freshman in college said he's dropping out when GameCoin hits. Depends on how much he's got. If you offer me big bucks, you can bet your ass I'm not saying no. Let's see. TD the King, what's good? Keith H, Matt, could use the Hometown Hero program to buy GameCoin for the athlete. Keith, I guess if they wanted it. If they want us to buy crypto for them, I'd buy crypto and send them crypto. I mean, I don't know why they would just take the cash and give them, and then they could go buy the crypto. But yeah, we could do that. Colton Mack, status of Pinson and Days. Yeah, someone said that Rothstein tweeted that Days and Easton are good, Pinson minutes restriction. Chad Landry, Colton Mack, Jay Maggio, LSU Athletics head in the right direction. Positives in all our big sports. Optimism is a great thing. Jay, not just the big sports. I mean, Sean Hudson at soccer, like that's been a really good hire by Scott Woodward. I mean, obviously Jay Clark and gymnastics are fantastic. I mean, all of LSU's sports right now are rolling. Let's see, Joey B19, questions about GameCoin. Okay, will it always be tied to the price of Binance Coin, or will it eventually be independent? Second question, where can we buy GameCoin merchandise? So, provided the platform is built on the Binance Smart Chain, which I'm certain it is and will be, that should be the plan, then yes, to that end, it will be tied to the price of Binance Coin because it's a BEP20 token. Ooh, that's a walk. And then merch. The whole world is dealing with supply chain issues, y'all. And we put out designs. We put out merch designs. We have struggled to get shipments of our merch. Hang on one second. But so just know, thank you for the question. It's coming. Just like so many other things in the world right now, it's just kind of up in the air. Hold on one second. You're welcome, Drew. I took off his backpack and Drew goes, "Thank you, Daddy." I'm extremely biased, but he's very cute. Let's see. Matt Lusto, Merrick Mathern. Did they announce when spring football will start? No. Charlie Broussard. Finally caught up morning live stream. There you go, Charlie. Welcome to the show. If you had to get money on who's winning the Super Bowl right now, who'd you pick? Kansas City. Trivia. Why does the Hudco song have whistles in it? Terrio playing baseball. There's no whistles in baseball. That is sort of so Toby Tomplay did the Hudco jingle, and that is sort of a play on Hangin' Tough with the whistles at the beginning of Hangin' Tough. Dwayne Boudreaux, Matt Lusto. Oh, I can hear the whistles. Reminds me of my friend's keyboard growing up. The whistles and record scratches. Thought that we were real DJs. Kenneth Martin. Remember, Matt, the guy who runs 247 is an Alabama grad, and their office is right down the block from the University of Alabama. Therefore, they always bump up Bama recruits and drop rankings on LSU. I don't care. At all. Not one bit. And by the way, those rankings are the composite, so it has nothing to do with just 247. It's the three major recruiting services aggregating a ranking. Trivia Carter, Mr. Mickey 07, do we get Citizen? Don't know that one. Same happened with Howard, Campbell, and Matthews. Maybe I'm just looking through purple and gold glasses. Okay. Is LSU content with their quarterback room? I think they need to add another one. I don't know how you add a transfer at this point, though, because if a transfer is leaving, they're probably going somewhere they could play, and that doesn't really look promising right now. So maybe you go into this year with 3 scholarship quarterbacks. TRU, Louisianimal. Man, these outsiders always get mad about Brian Kelly having fun and dancing with these recruits. SMH, guess they think nobody's allowed to have fun. I would love to see them make fun of Nick Saban for doing the Cupid Shuffle at a recruiting visit. Tool Worker. The kid to the right sure seems to be happy he left. The kid to the right sure seems to be happy he left. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Drew? Happy he left? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, when I got up and walked away. Can you have a show during the baseball game talking crypto, NIL deals, and Hudco? It's not a companion show, just at the same time. Yes, trivia. We could do that. Maybe. Paul Batts, good morning. What's up? Jeremy Kling, Kyle DeVille. I was thinking about this question yesterday, but relative to all major quarterbacks, Rodgers, Wilson. Oh, is Russell Wilson still in play without Sean Payton? Probably not. I think we did talk about that, by the way, on AFR with Sean Salisbury on Wednesday. How attractive is New Orleans as a quarterback destination now without Sean Payton? And the consensus is it's not. He was the lure. So you're probably out, realistically, you're probably out of the mix for those guys. Unless if you do something like Denver did in hiring Nathaniel Hackett, who was Green Bay's OC. So if you're able to land somebody, who has that same sort of cachet, I'll give you an example. They haven't asked for an interview yet, but let's say they interview Eric Bieniemy, right? What if Eric Bieniemy gets the job? Could he be appealing to some of these guys? Maybe. Been coaching Patrick Mahomes for the last 5 years. That could be a guy. Ashari, what's good, man? Jonathan Martin, Jeremy Kling, Rode Yule. Does Harold Perkins start immediately? I don't think so, Rode. I think, look, honestly, and if you missed it, we had Micah Baskerville on AFR yesterday for 2 segments in the 5 o'clock hour. If you missed it, your Baskerville, Mike Jones are your starters. I think you bring in West Weeks, obviously, and then you got Greg Penn. I think Perkins is in that mix as a rotational guy. Plays but doesn't start immediately. Bill Gallion, do you know New Orleans has a Major League Rugby team? Absolutely. We've had guys from the team on the show before. The Gold, the NOLA Gold. Samuel Merrifield, great interview with Baskerville. Sounds hungry and ready. You know what was impressive about talking to Baskerville yesterday? Humble. He has learned patience and humility, which was really cool. Going into his 5th year, coming back for another opportunity to start, to get LSU back on track, winning. I mean, all that sort of stuff is really impressive. So, impressive guy. One of our first Hudco Hometown Heroes. So we appreciate him for joining us yesterday. Scotty Nero. I'm not one of those fans, but after Terrio's letter, we definitely know not to bother him. LOL. Y'all come bother me. Anybody, anytime. You want to take a picture? I don't know why I would want an autograph or whatever. But I do get asked to take pictures sometimes. Anytime. Y'all come say hey. I'm flattered always. Terrio's letter yesterday was stop bothering people, celebrities in public. I'm like, bro, I know my role. I'm a moderate D-list local celebrity. If somebody wants to take a picture of me, I'm pumped. I am pumped. It'd be nice if they had a Major League Baseball team. Yeah, the city and the state doesn't have enough corporate dollars to support another Major League franchise. They barely have enough, another professional franchise. They barely have enough to support 2. Ashari, what's good? Bill Gallion, he needs a haircut. Great post of him at school. Oh, Drew. Yeah, Drew's going to get a haircut today. Wayne Blanchard, Matt, they were 5. Okay, here's all the 247 comments, right? Shelby, have you and Terry started the baseball preview on AFR? Good question, Shelby. We did pitchers last week, and we were going to do hitting this week, and then we're going to do infield, outfield next week. But because yesterday became such a big NIL day, we ended up not doing one of the previews, so we may double up next Friday. But if you go to last Friday's show at 5 o'clock, the start of hour 3, you can hear Terry's pitching breakdown. Bill Galley calling it Bengals 49ers in the Super Bowl. Bengals win. I mean, you're wrong, but okay. I get why everybody has a super homer pick toward Burrow, and I love it. I sincerely hope that happens. Like, I am pulling for the Cincinnati Bengals because I want to see Joe Burrow win the Super Bowl. I think it'd be amazing. It's just not realistic. And I'll give you the why. I mean, we can talk about this tomorrow more so, but there's no doubt Cincinnati's weapons are incredible, and they can score, I believe, on anybody. And it's not just Chase, of course. When you got Higgins and you got Boyd and you got Joe Mixon and you got Burrow, they got weapons. Their offensive line is atrocious. We all know that. Burrow got sacked 9 times last week, and this week it's going to be a giant challenge again, where you've got Chris Jones, and as they've slid him down on the line, that they have become even more imposing of a defensive front. With Melvin Ingram there, like, the right side of that Cincinnati line is going to get demolished in this ballgame. And Tennessee didn't have the offense to take advantage of field position, 9 sacks, all that sort of stuff. Kansas City will. If Joe Burrow gets sacked 9 times again, and you're behind the sticks, or there's a sack fumble, and you give KC a short field, Patrick Mahomes, they're taking advantage of that. Tennessee couldn't. Cincinnati's going to have to play a flawless game to win this one. And I don't know. I think that's just an unrealistic expectation. They're a touchdown underdog, and with good reason. So I hope like hell they win it. I really do. But I think they're early. It's like when the Saints made the NFC Championship game that first year in 2006. It was awesome. There was so much elation because of how quickly it happened, a year removed from the dreadful Katrina season and everything, that meteoric rise. It was awesome. But they just also weren't ready for that. They weren't ready yet. And they got it eventually. And Burrow's going to get his. It's just not going to be this year. Todd Harris, Kiffin talking trash to Brian Kelly. Kiffin would ride a unicycle and a clown hat playing a kazoo to land a 5-star. I'll tell you this. What Kiffin did was actually pretty smart, because how many people are paying attention to what Lane Kiffin said? Lane is the master at getting people's attention, undoubtedly. I mean, remember the come to the FAU video he did where he was monotone and straight-faced and everyone cracked on him? Like, that video went super viral. It's like, man, he certainly doesn't look excited to be there. And, of course, he did it that way to get attention. Lane's a master at it. That's why he siphoned some of the attention from the Brian Kelly video to himself, because he's not afraid to jab people. So, smart. They both win. Kyle, I think we signed Winston, draft a backup. Boy, I don't know if they're going to draft a quarterback in consecutive years, man. After you drafted Ian Book last year, I'm not telling you I think Ian Book's the future, but you had better really, really, really be sold on one of these guys. And by the way, if one of these guys pops, these quarterbacks, pops here in the pre-draft process, then they're going to go way higher than 18. You know what I mean? It's just going to be a really hard to imagine. It's going to be really hard to imagine a guy being there at 18 for the Saints. They'd have to move up and get him. We'll see if they're willing to. They fall in love with someone. Charlie Cavell, what's up? Harry, what's up? We got to get those guys to teach Brian Kelly the gritty. Hey, Kyle, go read my tweet about Brian Kelly. For those, I tweeted a lot. Shoot, my tweets. My tweet has been liked 1,000 times already and retweeted 127 times. Last night, I quote tweeted the dancing video and I said 2.4 million views and climbing. Twitter's cracking jokes while Brian Kelly keeps getting blue chip recruits on that spinning platform. It's at 5.2 million now. When we started the show an hour ago, when we started Morning Scone 58 minutes ago, it was at 4.8 million views. It's now at 5.2. That thing's going to get 10 million views. On Twitter. Doesn't even count TikTok, where it originated. All right, any more? Marcus Stewart just joined that I missed the Hudco hustle. Let's do it again. Here we go.
When you need a roof, call someone you know. Scone and Terrio. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
By the way, the Hudco Hometown Hero program is live. Pinned comment on YouTube and Facebook, you'll see the Hudco Hometown Hero link. If you want to learn more about it, just click that link. Essentially, if you missed it, we launched the Hudco Hometown Hero program yesterday officially. Any job we do, we will allow that homeowner to select a student athlete, any school, any sport, and we will take a portion of that transaction and earmark it as an NIL opportunity for that student athlete. So let's say your nephew is a baseball player at Northwestern State, and you say, I want you to do a Hudco deal with my nephew. We replace your roof. We take a portion of that. We do a deal with your nephew. He goes on our website as a Hudco Hometown Hero. Maybe you have a niece that's a golfer at Loyola in New Orleans, and you want us to do a deal with her. We will. If you don't have someone in mind, no worries. Maybe your favorite player in the world is Jacob Berry from LSU baseball. We'll call Jacob Berry and say, we have this money for you if you want to be a Hudco Hometown Hero. We'll take a picture of him in a Hudco hat, we'll put him on our website, and boom, that student athlete will get that deal. So commercial or residential. So if you're a business owner or you're a property manager and you have apartment complexes or a commercial building, need roof work, schools, churches, anything, give us a shout. And again, we'll take a portion of that transaction of our net profit and earmark it for an NIL deal with a student athlete. So it's an opportunity for the Harold Perkins, the Jacoby Matthews, the Miles Brennans, the Keyshawn Bouttes, like they're going to get their NIL money. Like when you're a big time prospect, you're going to get it. Our intention is to give any student athlete anywhere the opportunity to get an NIL deal. So we hope y'all help us spread the word. It starts with letting us do a roof inspection, or if you have a scope of work, paperwork, you're ready to roll, give us a shout. Boom, we'll pick out shingle colors and get you a new roof within a couple weeks, and we'll take that money and we'll earmark it for a Hudco Hometown Hero. We got our first, after the announcement yesterday, we got the first one that came in, and it was a morning Scone and AFR watcher named Bronson. We have his roof scheduled, and he said, I lost my mom last year. I know Mikhail Hilliard just lost his dad, so I'd like you to do a deal with Mikhail Hilliard. So we're going to call Mikhail and say, Mikhail, we got a check for you. If you want to be a Hudco Hometown Hero, we'll put him on our website, we'll give him a check. That simple. So excited about it. Merrick Mathern, Matt, I think Drew is more famous than you. He's definitely more liked than I am. DM Gilmore 78, can Cincy cover the 7.5? Can they? Absolutely. Will they? I don't think so. I don't think they will. I do think that it's I think it's KC by double digits. They don't have to get rid of the NBA team to add an MLB team. I'm sure one can be added one day. No, I'm telling you, Louisiana is not going to get a baseball team. You have to have the corporate dollars to be able to support a professional franchise. That's to buy suites or premium seating and all that sort of stuff, and then to be corporate sponsors. I mean, all of that is really how that economic engine runs. Like you have to have corporate partners that can buy all of your suites, and honestly, like all those dollars are tied up in LSU and the Saints in the state. I mean, the Pelicans that's a constant battle for them. I mean, their premium seating is not sold out. Like I get emails often. Hey, we have a suite available for this weekend, or if you're interested, like. I mean, I'm not buying a suite, but the point is, like, there's not a waiting list. They're not sold out. The corporate dollars aren't there to support it. You couldn't bring in a. There's a Pam and Tommy series coming to Hulu. Oh, God. Anyway. NHL is greater than MLB and NBA. Bring back the brass. The brass was not NHL. That was ECHL, and that was an awful brand of hockey. Those games were fun, though. Let's see. Any more? Dylan Landry, what's good? I like Lane. Seems he cares for his players. He's fun to pick on. I agree with you, Bill. Nick Bradley Hole, just getting here to already share the news. I gathered about NIL recruits this weekend. So I'm guessing that means that you gathered. So what I did share at the beginning of the show is that I did have convos yesterday about Harold Perkins and Jacoby Matthews. And I spoke to someone very close to Jacoby, And my understanding is that LSU has, or the LSU business community has stepped up, and I do think Jacoby's going to end up in Baton Rouge at LSU. I also believe that Jacoby and Harold Perkins are going to go somewhere together. I do believe they're going to play together. And Harold Perkins, as it was explained to me, decommitted from A&M because the deal he was offered was $500K, but it wasn't $500K up front. It was $125 per year. So he had to stay 4 years to get his money. And so he was like, deuces. You know, we'll see what happens. High school kids change their minds. So you have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You got 4 days. 4 days to hang on, y'all. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Hey, Gary Petrie, good morning. Tara Shaylin Spears, how many recruits on campus this weekend? I don't know what the number was. It's a good question. I actually don't know the number. I don't know the number. So, all right, y'all, I think we're just about done. I'm going to go get moving. Got to get Drew his haircut. His haircut's at 11 a.m., right at tip-off of LSU TCU. Hopeful for the Tigers this weekend. I hope they get the win today. Be great. Be nice to go on the road and get this win over another Power 5. Nice little notch in your belt, on your resume. But we shall see. Should be a low-scoring game. I think the total is around 120. Two really defensive-minded teams. So here we go. All right, y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. Facebook, please like the page and share the post. Like the page, share the post. YouTube, 143 still watching on YouTube, only 68 likes. I know we can get that up. I know we can get over 100 likes. I appreciate y'all for smashing the like button. Yeah, if you're there, please smash the like button. I would love to get over 100 likes. If you're watching on mobile, just X out of the live chat, hit the thumbs up, then you can hit live chat again. The comments come right back. So please do that if you're watching on YouTube there and you're on your way out. That just helps us with YouTube, like algorithm optimization and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I ask you to do it. And what else? All right, I think that's about it. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you. Oh yeah, Hudco Hometown Heroes. Remember, pinned in the comments. Check it out. You or someone you know who needs a roof, give us a shout. We can work an NIL deal with an athlete of your choosing. Looking forward to growing that roster in a big way. All right, y'all have a great day. Peace.